Hello, good morning everyone. Good afternoon everyone. Just we are starting our live class. Today we'll talk about the global business and collaboration as we discussed earlier. Uh, Today's class is about the management dimension. In the first class, we mentioned about there are three dimensions. First one is management dimension, second one is organizational dimensions, and third one is the technology dimensions. So, out of these three dimensions, as we mentioned, how to optimize the relationship and technology is known as information system literacy. So, in this part, we'll talk about the management dimensions. That is, we'll talk about the overall management structures, types of information systems, and how do we control the organization by applying appropriate information systems. So before talking about the uh, details, just I am going to show you details about our lecture topics as we mentioned. Uh, Rather than discussing about the slide, you can see the slides from the slideshow here. This is you see chapter 2. So as you see, these are the learning objectives. So first of all, let's start the business process. We know what is business process. This is a flows of material, information, and knowledge. It starts from production to distributions of the organization. We know there are three elements of the information systems: input, processing, and output. So business process actually span throughout the organization from input to output. So here, these business process may tied with the functional areas of the business like finance, accounts, marketing, HR. But what is cross-functional areas? That is a question you may ask. Cross-functional areas. So whatever the functional areas, all the organizations need to uh, perform their duties or perform their functions by applying cross functionality. That is, one department may need to help other departments as assistance. Like finance department may need to engage with the accounts department activities. So that is as cross functional. And this business process can be asset of the organizations, or it can be liabilities of the organization. So okay, we know business can be considered as the collection of business process. Question is, how can this business process be asset of the organizations or liabilities of the organizations? We know about the asset. Okay, that's fine, as the process you are maintaining, that is your assets. But how did it become liabilities? uh, you may engage with this discussion, the online discussion, that is your business process is asset or liabilities, but how it become liabilities. So here I am giving you the clue. We know it starts from your uh, production process, from input to output. So if any elements of the process is dysfunctional, then we call that is liabilities. I can give you an example. Think about salesman. Salesman is the asset of the organization if salesman behave well. But if any salesman behave wrongly, then he would be liabilities of the organization. So, in any organization, if any of the element is not functioning, that is, they are not performing what they are supposed to do, then that would be the liabilities. So that's why we call a business process be asset, or it would be liabilities of the organizations. And now we'll talk about the functional areas. To start a business, first we know you need to finance, you need to accumulate cash. that is deal by the finance. So after combining money, then what you need to do, you need to recruit human. We call that is deal by human resources, human resource department. Then you need to engage with the manufacturing and productions, and this manufacturing and production department actually assemble the product or produce the product. And after producing the product, then they are engaging with the marketing for promotions and sales for selling the product. So these are the functional areas. Whatever the organization type, everywhere you'll see such kind of functional areas are there. Now we'll talk about the order fulfillment process of an organization. So if you look at this graph, you see three departments are working here: sales department, accounts department, and manufacturing and production department. Now all these departments are working sequentially. That is, after finishing the activities of sales department, then accounts department need to perform. Then after accounting department, then manufacturing and production department is performing. So sales department generate the order, then accounts department check the credit. If you look at this graph, you see accounts department check the credit, and manufacturing and production department assemble the product. Now these are sequential, but interestingly we call you may change these sequential steps to parallel steps. That is, you can perform your order fulfillment process parallelly. How? Here's the difference between the traditional firm and the digital firm. Traditional firm perform their functional activities sequentially. That is, after completing one functions, then they are engaged with another functions. But for digital firm, they may work parallelly. Like sales department, suppose salesman generate the order, sales department one of the sales guy just generate the order. It goes to accounts department at the same time. That is, suppose you are updating this on your software, ERP software. We know most of the organizations are using enterprise resource planning. This is the ERP software. So if you put down this on the software, it will automatically goes to accounting department, and accounting department approve the credit, and it goes to manufacturing and production department. That is, it is happening at the same time, simultaneously. So that's why we call this is parallel. Now from this example, we can see that information technology enhance the business process. So if I ask you, how does information technology enhance the business process? We call information technology enhance the business process in two ways. Number one is increasing efficiency of existing process. Second one is the enabling entirely new process. Now you know about the business process. Now question is, what's the existing process? Suppose think about our education system. The way we are conducting classes, you are sitting in the classroom previously. That is the existing process. But when in the classroom we added projector, we call this is some kind of improvement. That is increasing efficiency of existing process. But right now you are sitting in the class, live class. All of you are just hearing my lectures from your home. There is no space barrier. Anybody can join, and you see all the all classmates are attending on the class. So this kind of improvement we call this is the enabling entirely new process. There is no classroom, no space barriers are there, or place barriers are there. Anybody can join. But in case of existing process, suppose previously you are not using the projector. Now you are just using projector. So when you are using projector, we call this is increasing efficiency of existing process. Or I can give you another example, like think about your online sales. That is, previously you are selling manually, now you are selling digitally. So if any of the elements of your business process is uh, digital, or you are upgrading the systems or upgrading the functions, then we call that is increasing efficiency of existing process. But if you change the entire process, that is the entirely new process. Some examples, like think about music industry. There is a revolution happened. The total music industry uh, has changed. Nowadays, musicians are not selling music, or you are not buying the CDs or DVDs. So how do you get the music? You are getting from cloud, YouTube or others. So to produce the music, you no longer require compact disc. So the production process has changed. So this is we call the enabling entirely new process. So information technology uh, has enhanced this business process. That's why we call information technology bring changes in existing process and the entirely new process. So in this part, if I ask you how does information technology enhance business process, you may use this, that information technology enhance the business process in increasing efficiency of existing process, or it enable entirely new process. I think the example is systems. You can divide these on 4 types. We call the 4 types are: first one is TPS, transaction processing systems; second one is MIS, management information systems; third one is DSS, decision support systems; and fourth one is ESS, executive support systems. So right now I'm talking about TPS, transaction processing systems. It is served by the lower level manager or operational level manager, and these TPS managers, they don't have any decision making powers. All the executives, suppose think about your uh, organizations, uh, executives, sales executive, marketing executive, HR executives, they are performing what? They are the lower level managers. They don't have any decision making power. What they are doing, if you just check out the point, it says it is perform record or daily routine. They are performing routine work, like whether they would engage on sales order entry or not, payroll, like in case of accounts executive managers are creating data, like you are putting the sales order, uh, or you are putting the transaction details. These are data. Now TPS managers, they don't have any decision making power. They belong to the operational level. In every organization, the lower level managers are the TPS managers. So if from now on, if anyone asks you who is creating data in the business organizations, answer is very simple: TPS managers, executives, lower level managers are creating data, and mid-level managers are converting data to informations, and that is performed by the MIS managers. Here we call management information systems. This is the second types of our information systems. This served by the mid-level managers, lower mid-level managers. They have kind of an ability to make decisions, and this I can show you what kind of performance they are doing. Look at this graph, MIS report. Like TPS manager, but these MIS managers are to information. If we collect individual sales figure, that is, we combine all the sales people's sales figure in a place, then we can call this is our daily sales figures, or our weekly sales figures, or our monthly sales figures. That is information. We know data is raw fact, but information is systemized fact. So from this example here, you see these are actual sales versus planned sales. Now these actual sales and planned sales, this kind of report has been prepared by the MIS managers. So MIS managers convert data to informations, and then on the third types of information system is DSS, decision sub. This is also served by the these mid-level managers, level managers, they are doing non-routine work. Their activities are unstructured, and in some cases that is semi-structured. And in this case, we know in the business intelligence part, four issues are there: data, information, knowledge, and decision making. So data created by the TPS managers, information created by the MIS managers, then knowledge created by these DSS manager, and then decision making has been governed by these ESS managers. Now these DSS, how do they create knowledge, or how do they support the top level managers? Here I can show you two examples. Here you see there are two kinds of DSS managers. One is model driven DSS and DSS. So if managers make decision based on model, like mathematical model, on your management science course, on your undergrad level, you completed a course named management science. In that course, you learn about some mathematical model. That is we call model driven DSS. And another types of DSS is we call data driven. Employees are making decisions based on data analysis. That is the data driven DSS. So DSS managers actually create some dashboard, and these dashboards are going to the top level managers screen. Nowadays top level managers actually perform their duties. The types is executive support systems. uh, their activities are also non-routine, unstructured. Most of the activities are unstructured, but they have higher analytical power, analytical ability, and these executive systems, uh, how do they make decisions? Based on digital dashboard. You can see here is a term, digital dashboard, with the real-time view. So how do they uh, get this dashboard? You see that lower level managers are creating data, mid level managers are creating informations, and upper mid level managers are creating knowledge. And based on this knowledge, they are checking on their, suppose mobile screens, on their laptop, on their tab. They are just checking the what's going on in the inventory, what's going on the accounts receivable. By that way, they are making decision about finance. They are making decisions about production and operation, everything. So these DSS managers are the top level managers. Nowadays, we call these top level managers are the, rather than mentioning as manager, we call chief. Uh, Rather than calling them as marketing manager, we call them as CMO, chief marketing officer, chief, chief information officer, or CEOs, chief executive officer. So these are four types. So as a whole, if I explain these four types, we call there are four types of information systems. First one is TPS, second one is MIS, third one is DSS, fourth one is ESS. In the previous class, we mentioned about uh, the business intelligence elements: data, information, knowledge, and decision making. So today you learn that this data is created by the TPS managers, and information is created by the MIS managers, and knowledge created by the DSS managers, and decision is made by ESS managers. Now these four systems are very loosely integrated. In the organizations, one employee may not assist another employee. Suppose uh, lower level managers may not assist mid level managers, or mid level managers may not assist top level managers. You may face difficulties. So you need to develop a system that would help you to generate higher integration among all those. Question is, as an information system specialist, how do you generate higher integration among the systems? And here is the part of our information systems. We call information systems can generate higher integration among all these four systems by implementing enterprise applications. So what is enterprise application? It is a systems for linking the enterprise, and it is spanned throughout the functional areas from production to distributions, and it include all the management levels, top level managers, mid level managers, or lower level managers. Now if we talk about enterprise application, nowadays if you check out, as you, most of you are doing job, you know better about this, that is most of the organizations are using ERP, enterprise resource planning. This is a single software through which organizations can control their resources. And to implement enterprise application, you need to uh, develop four major applications. First one is enterprise systems. Second one, supply chain management. Third one is customer relationship management systems, and fourth one is knowledge management system. You can see the graph here. You see it spans throughout the functional areas. You know, top level managers, then mid level managers, and lower level managers. And on the lower part, you see the functional areas: sales and marketing, manufacturing, finance, human resources. All these are functional areas. Now, as we mentioned, the there is a loose integration among these systems. So our duty is to generate higher integration among the systems. So how do we do that? Answer is just implement enterprise application. I will give you examples. Suppose one of your colleagues, so how do you get this problem solved? Answer is very simple. That is, if you implement this ERP, then everybody are bound to put down their work on the ERP, that is on the software. So you no longer need to ask them about their work. You can collect their work from the software, and that is the enterprise system. That is, you are controlling whole organizations through these enterprise systems. This is in the middle. The second one is supply chain management. This is actually a systems to link up with the suppliers. You know, in the back end, we need to maintain the relationship with these suppliers. So supply chain management, if you see, supply chain management help you to link up with the suppliers. If you have better relationship with the suppliers, then you won't face difficulties on production process. Sometimes, suppose your customers are ordering, but you don't have enough raw materials, so you would face problems. So for that, you need to maintain a strong supply chain. And if you can do that, nowadays this supply chain management, these become measures as accounting, as like at HRM. Some universities are offering major as supply chain. That means this is part of marketing, but this supply chain become mainstream of the business. That is, this is a system to link up with the suppliers. Now this supply chain, it works on the back end, and on the front end, after producing the product, you need to link up with the customers, and we call that is CRM, customer relationship management. So what is CRM? This is a system to link up with the if you connect, suppose nowadays customers are complaining and they are getting the real-time feedback. uh, if you complain anything on their social media, they are just replying. So it happens because they have invested on the information technology. If you don't care, that is okay. Yeah, whatever the complaint, if you don't care, customers won't be satisfied, and you won't able to retain the customers. Your churn rate will be higher. So if you want to make your customers loyal, you need to provide service at the real time. That is, whenever customers are complaining or raising any issues, uh, you need to respond them quickly. And to respond them quickly, you need to develop the systems, that is we call CRM, customer relationship management. There is a software named CRM, and most of the organizations are using these CRM softwares to link up with their customers. And then last one is our knowledge management systems. So what we are learning here, you see, as we mentioned, there is a loose integration among the systems, TPS, MIS, DSS, ESS. To generate higher integration among the systems, we need to implement these four systems. First one is enterprise systems, second one is supply chain management system, third one is uh, customer relationship management systems, and fourth one is knowledge management systems. So knowledge management systems actually governed by the R&D of the organization, that is research and development. Nowadays most of the organizations are maintaining these R&D, research and development department. Their duty is to generate new idea, new product. So if your knowledge management systems engaged on the research work, they can bring new ideas, new product, new services. So that would be helpful for organization. If you don't engage on the research work, you would become obsolete. We know we previously mentioned about BPR, business process reengineering. If you don't recreate your organization would be obsolete. So to compete with your rivals regularly, you need to bring some change. You need to bring new ideas, and these ideas, you see, right now we are attending on online classes. This is the idea the world has adopted. So why don't we? You are getting this. This is possible. You see, we have as we are taking these classes, it is the proof that you can adopt this technology. All of you are attending from your smartphone. Now, even you can make comment. And interesting part is, if you miss anything, you can rewind the video. You can pause, and you can get the lesson again. And that's why the world is going to this MOOCs platform. Education would be like music industry. As we are enjoying music free in future, if right now you can get the lesson of MIT, Harvard University's professors free due to these technological disruptions. So as I'm talking about the knowledge management systems, it is actually helping organizations to generate new ideas or new product or services. Our next topic is intranet and extranet. There is a big question, that is how do business organizations maintain their relationships. If you visit some organization, you may not get the name like enterprise systems or CRM or supply chain management, but still they are maintaining the systems. They maintain the systems through two separate systems. One is we call intranet and another is extranet. Intranet is the systems to maintain the relationship with the internal employees, and extranet is a system that a system helps the organization to maintain relationship with the external employees. So if you visit any organization, if you see they are not maintaining supply chain management, CRM or some others, still they are maintaining this intranet and extranet. And besides this, you see on these slides you are getting some short note like e-business, e-commerce, e-government. About the difference between business and commerce. Commerce is a part of business. So when we talk about commerce, it deals with only the buying and selling. So if we buy and sell electronically, that is e-commerce. But when we talk about e-business, actually from production to distribution, if you maintain the whole process electronically, that is e-business. Now question is, what is e-government? Okay, I'm just asking you these questions. You may write down these answers on the comment sections. What do you know about e-government? You know about the Bangladesh government has a plan to run the country as digital Bangladesh. So, what is digital Bangladesh? Or how do you convert a traditional government to e-government or traditional government to digital government? You can share your your idea here in the message sections. Uh, I can give you this idea that as like business, government is performing their activities through various functional areas, like lots of ministries are there. So okay, I got one question that is e-business again. We know business. Uh, in the previous class, we mentioned business is the collection of business process. Lots of business process combines the business. Like lots of functional areas are there: manufacturing, production and manufacturing, finance, account, marketing, HR, sales. So all these functional areas, if the firm maintain these electronically or digitally, then that we call that is digital business. But when we talk about e-commerce, they deal with only the sales, buying and selling. They sell their product electronically. They don't maintain production and operation electronically, or they don't manage the human resources finance through digital technologies. That's why there is e-commerce. But when we talk about e-business, in this part we call, if any business run from production to distributions, all their activities through electronically or through digital technologies, then that is e-business or digital business. And as like this digital business, here we call, if any firm, any government maintain their governmental functions. My question is, what kind of function government is maintaining? Think about some of the ministries like finance ministry, agriculture ministry, education ministry. These are ministries. So already you are enjoying some of the applications that government has developed. Like you are getting results online. You are enjoying functional areas through digitally enabled technology. It is digital Bangladesh. So we know in the previous class we mentioned about digital. It is based on digital technologies. Like digit means digit, we know computer run through digit, binary notions 0 and 1. Two digits are there. So if any technology governed through these binary notions, that is digital. That is computing technology is the digital technology. So when we talk about the digital Bangladesh, that means the Bangladesh government is running through digitally enabled technologies. Now we'll go to the next part. Okay, we have already covered some topics. One thing, if you miss anything about this, as we are not taking class in the classroom, so you are not getting the opportunity to ask questions. So what I am suggesting, you can ask questions on the comment box. Then when I will see the question, I will give you answers. If you have confusion, you can add comment there. I can see the comment and I will reply. Okay, we're talking about the collaboration. This is the collaborations. Now, there is a growing importance of collaborations in the business organizations. These collaborations might be short-lived and long-lived. So short-term collaborations and long-term collaborations, very simple example. Right now you are attending in the class, online class. This is short-term collaborations. You are collaborating with me within this 1 hour. But when we talk about long-term collaborations, suppose you are supporting with me or cooperating me throughout the semester. You are cooperating with me throughout your program, MBA programs. Then we call that is what? Long-term collaborations. And there are two kinds of collaborations also. We call formal and informal. So the difference between formal collaboration and informal collaboration is, if you are bound to collaborate, then that is formal. Again, I am mentioning, if you collaborate not because you want to, but because you have to. If the situation is like this, then we call that is formal. That is, you are bound to do that. But in case of informal, you want to collaborate. You are not bound to do that. So sometimes in our society we are Maintaining some collaborations due to our social consciousness. So we are not bound to do that, but we are caring about human being, human or society. That's why we are collaborating. That is the informal collaborations. I think formal and informal is clear. So formal collaborations here you are bound to do that, but informal you are not bound to do that, but still you are maintaining that. So in the classroom, as you are maintaining you are collaborating with me, you are bound to do that. That's why you are collaborating with me. But if outside the classroom you are collaborating with me, that means that is informal. And here are some growing importance of collaborations. We call uh, some reasons are there. We call these are the reasons of collaborations. If you don't maintain the collaborative environment, uh, your business won't thrive. Your business will face difficulties. And nowadays, most of the organizations are facing this collaboration problem. That is, they don't work on team. Employees are not cooperating with each others, uh, and due to that, their overall productivity hampers. So, question is, what are the growing importance or growing reasons of these collaborations? First one is changing nature of work. The activities of managers are totally changed. Research suggests a manager performs 600 different work in a single day. Their works are more fragmented. Their works stayed at best 10 minutes, and they are doing more fragmented work. So these fragmentations actually emerge to collaborate. That's what we call changing nature of work. Another one is growth of professional or interaction jobs. If you check out the business firm, most of the firms are maintaining flattened organizations. Their boss are sitting beside them. They can share their views with the boss. Their boss can interact. There is no hierarchy. There is no hierarchical barriers. So if you maintain such kind of environment, you can easily get the collaboration from your employee. Now, on most of the organization in our country, such kind of barriers are there. That is, to reach to your boss, there are some barriers. So you cannot express your views to your boss. So if you face this, collaborative environment. The authority relies on knowledge and competency, not formal position. If you don't adopt this, you are outdated. Believe me, some most of those who have knowledge and competence of the farm also enhanced. The farms can perform more activities, more work, and that brings actually the more innovations in the business organizations. So this is all about our today's lectures. Hopefully we'll finish this chapter on next class. Now if you have any question, you can add the questions on the comment box. Later I will give you this on the comment box. And as we are talking about the information systems types, as I mentioned, this is the management. Today you learn about the management dimensions of the organization. So it's TPS, and then MIS, third one is DSS, and fourth one is ESS. So these are four types: TPS, MIS, DSS, and I have already uploaded your assignment on the classroom. So you are to submit the assignment there. Upload the assignment on the Google Classroom. So by saying so, thank you so much for attending the sessions. In the next class, we will cover the remaining part of this chapter.